can you tell us a bit about yourself and your streaming channel?
Okay. Um, okay, so obviously my streaming channel, Paranoid Pixie, I'll tell you a little bit more about the name. So, um, I'm quite a paranoid person in general. I think it stems a bit more from anxiety, really, but it does follow through into my games. So when I'm gaming, I don't really enjoy doing horror. My community loves me to do horror, but the paranoia really comes through there. And the pixie part, I've been obsessed with fairies my entire life. My family used to lie to me and make me sew little clothes for fairies, go put them in the garden, and they'd magically disappear. So I've always had an obsession with fairies and the like. So that's kind of where my gamer tag came from, and never knew it would become my channel name, but it did in the end of the day. Yes, I've been streaming for about 2.5 years. At the moment, a lot of variety. I enjoy any type of game really, but yes, I'm not even sure myself where my channel's going at the moment. We're taking it as we go along and just enjoying the ride.
Awesome. So you've only been streaming for 2 years.
Yes, I would say two
Jeez,
and a
that's
half
good.
years at the moment.
That's good because I went to go and stalk you a bit on social media, and I see your Twitch is by far your biggest channel on like 14.4K. How did you do that? How did you get like in 2 years? That's a big feat to do in 2 years.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but I started, like I said, I started about 2.5 years ago. Um, at that point, I was still a salon owner. I'm a hairstylist, so that was my full-time job, and it was a successful one. But I had to start juggling the two. And at a stage, my fiance kind of just said to me, "Look, you always seem stressed." And I was also at a place in my career where I was wondering, is this me for the rest of my life? Am I going to do hair for the rest of my life? And I had the streaming on the back burner, and it kind of just got to the point where he asked me, "Why don't you go full time?" And because you keep on talking about it, just do it now. And I was like, "Well, fuck it, let's freaking do this."
Yeah.
And I went to the salon the next day, and I put it on the market, sold it, and since then, the growth I can honestly tell you it's all from consistency. Because I love the streaming so much, I used to come home every day after work, and it used to be a rush because I need to get it. We had to eat. I had to get ready to stream because I became serious about it when I realized how much I enjoyed it. So it became that for me. And then on Sundays, when the weather was terrible outside, I'd get so happy. I was like, yes, I'm streaming the whole day. So I would say my success so far probably has come from just being unhodent. Like that's where it comes from. It was really, I put in a lot of hours. I'm also very lucky to have a very supportive fiance. So everything that you see with setting up the stream, etc., I didn't know how to do that previously.
Oh,
He helped me
nice.
with everything. He says it's a never-ending job. We went for breakfast this morning, and he also asked me, like, I said, when are we building the streaming piece? He's like, you know what, you're hard work, but it's all thanks to him. So yes, I think the successes, I can't keep him out of this, but it's really, I would say, consistency. And I've noticed also people love checking in. I don't know. I like streaming the newer games as well, covering new games. So it does cost the streamer in the end of the day, but viewers also enjoy it when you keep up with the times, I'd say. And one thing that think sets my channel apart a little bit is I'm not too serious. I can be a bit of a clown. So,
That's good.
and I love insulting my viewers, and they love that. So that's me
Nice.
in a nutshell.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to ask you about the full time thing. Lots of streamers have this dream of going full time. It's one of mine as well. I also do the grind now, the full, 8 to 5, and then come home,
Congratulations.
rush, do it, do the stream. And it's hard. It's a lot of work to balance your
Mm,
life like that. How was the transition going from doing it part time to doing it full time? I mean, obviously, you don't need to say specific finances, but do you feel like you
mm.
are able to support yourself as you did with your previous job? And yeah, isn't it stressful because obviously no income is the same each month with streaming? Sometimes you do good and
Definitely.
sometimes it's not as good. So how was that transition for you? Did you feel like you kind of like went in level, or was it like a drop or a rise, or yeah?
No, no, I'll answer that. I'll answer that honestly. Look, making a decision to go full time into streaming, I think every person knows what type of a career this is. It's 1 month it can be way up there, the next month it can be low. It really plays with your mind a lot. So before you make a decision to go full time, you have to be aware that it works that way. So before I made the decision, obviously I would suggest that anyone that does want to go full time either have really good support or have money put away to be able to survive
Yeah.
for quite a while. So that would be my first advice. I definitely don't make the same money that I used to when I used to own a salon. Um, but I'll be honest with you, it's 100% worth the happiness.
Yeah.
Um, and one thing that I can say to anyone that wants to drop their job and start with streaming, um, everything I used to love my previous job, but it felt like work. I love my streaming. It's still work. So a lot of work needs to go into it. It's not just waking up whatever time you want, sitting and gaming. There's a lot that goes in behind the scenes to make a channel work. Every now and again, I have to pinch myself in the bum as well and tell myself like, listen, Pixie, it's time to get going with this, and this. You're becoming complacent. So now it's not like I've got clients waiting in the salon for me. I have to be there at 7 o'clock. This person's here needs to be perfect. I need to pay this, and that. You become responsible for yourself and your own time now. So there's a challenge in that as well. I've definitely gained weight as well because I'm not standing on my feet
Yeah.
the whole day. So it's important to maintain balance, and definitely I would say that was one of the challenges for me. It's just getting my balance back, getting up a certain time, still going to the gym, etc. It's been life changing. It's amazing, but yeah, it's almost like starting from the beginning again. You're not going to just fall into streaming on the first week, and you can't expect to make a hell of a living out of it. If you want it to work, I would say you need to put a lot of hard work into it, and I still have a lot to do. I'm not nearly where I want to be. I don't think any streamer
Awesome.
is ever where they want to be.
Sure. That's good. I had something I wanted to say now, and I can't remember. That was so goeie antwoord.
Oh, thank you.
That's such a good answer. Um, how long in your 2 years that you've been streaming? How long have you been part time, and how long have you been full time?
So I've been full time for 3 months now. It's been
Oh.
3 months. Yes, yeah, yeah. And I feel like I'm only now starting to kind of find my feet. Um, I've changed my schedule around twice already. I don't know if I'll do it a third time again. It's all just to kind of feel out what works for you and what doesn't. What works with your personal life, um, obviously with your streaming schedule, etc. So trying to get that all going.
Oh, nice. And then what is your origin story? When did you start streaming? How did you, put your PC on one day and was like, I'm gonna be a streamer. I'm gonna try this and see what pushed you to do that.
So I've been gaming, think since Sims 1 came out. Sims when Maxi still did it. So that was a long time ago. I think I was probably like 12, 13 around there. So I've always loved gaming, but I had two brothers, right? And we had one computer in the house. So I kind of got pushed off there because they're League of Legends players and we all know how many hours it takes.
Mm-hmm.
So for a long time I didn't game until I started working in a salon here in PE. I got my own PC. I bought myself a all-in-one desktop. If from FNB you could pay it off. Um, and that's when I started gaming again. And after that, I met my fiance. It's funny because we spoke on Instagram, and he said to me like, "Look, chick, I'm really just a very chilled guy. All I like to do is like game." And I was like, "Well, me too." And he's like, "I don't think you believe me." Funny story. Later, we moved in together, and it was then lockdown hit, and this old computer of mine wasn't working anymore. And he asked me, "Look, I've got." He said to me, he's got the Witcher on his PC. Do I want to play a little bit? I said, "Yeah, please," because he's never seen me game. I think he came into the room about 8 hours later. He's like, "Are you okay? Can I get my PC back, please?" And I was like, like I think I had like rabbit eyes. Looked at him and was like, "No, you can't." Um, and then it was in lockdown, and we decided, well, okay, it's time I get my own gaming PC. I got my own gaming PC. I think I waited at the window every day for EveTech to drop it off. I feel so bad. I think I phoned them 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually I got my PC, and when he saw how much I was on that PC, every chance I got, I wanted to just play. It was just Apex morgenmiddag and aand because I was just used to RPG games and like chilled stuff. And I saw that he had Apex on his PC. So one day I went out, I was like, I also want to try shooting games. Like I think it would be pretty cool as a chick to play like a
Hmm.
shooting game. And I started playing Apex, and when I started, I didn't stop. And he just stood behind me the one day. He's like, why did you start streaming? I'm like, what's that? And he's like,
Hmm.
no, it's when people watch and you can like if it goes well, maybe you can make a bit of extra money out of it. I said to him, no, no, man. I'm too shy for that. He's like, but you're gonna have one or two viewers, man. It's not gonna be a big deal. I said, okay, let's try it. So we started setting it up. Poor man, he didn't know he was creating a monster. So that's how it started, and really from there it's just I fell in love with it. I love everything about streaming and the community. I really feel like it's a look, the real world for me, it's there's a this funny balance between the real world and Twitch. Like I found that I really made good friends that have they've got no ulterior motives. People are very wholesome. People do things out of their own. It's just I found a lot of friendships over Twitch that I hadn't necessarily had that good in the real life. So
Hmm.
it's amazing. You're it's just kept me in it. So I don't think I'll ever stop streaming.
That's good. It's good to know that your community, supports you.
Yes, they're amazing.
Um, and then moving on to our next question, which is also in the field of community. How do you engage with your
Mm.
audience and build your community around your channel and who you are and what you like?
I think something like your community, it comes quite naturally after a while. You'll obviously every time you play a new release game, you'll have a lot of new followers coming through, etc. But the ones that really stick around and come back every day are the people well, you kind of understand each other. You build a friendship around that. The people obviously that don't have anything funny to say in your channels, etc. So I think for myself also because I'm quite consistent, I spend a lot of time on my stream. So a lot of those people, I think I've one of my biggest viewers, I think he's watched me in hours like for more than a month now.
Oh,
So
nice.
I mean, how can you not build up relationships? I mean, every day when they pop in, you ask them how they are. How's your mother? Is your dog okay? You know, and to keeping in touch with my community, I would say Discord is probably one of the best tools out there. There are different things I want to add. I mean, sometimes you'll do community game days or whatever, but that I should actually be doing more of. But I think
Hmm.
Discord definitely so far is a great tool for me.
What is your most memorable moment or achievement since you started streaming?
Okay, my most memorable moment. Okay, so for the longest time, it was my. We all have a goal as a streamer. We always have that next thing that we want to achieve. And my biggest one to date probably was becoming partner on Twitch. And I'll
Oh,
never
nice.
forget it because I applied twice initially, and they would reply and say something in the sense of, look, it's a big honor to become this, and unfortunately, you're just not there yet. And I got rejected. I think yes, it was twice, and then the third time, same story. Got the email that said sorry, no. And I just went I went to my partner. I was like, well, I give up. Yeah, I don't care about this shit anymore. Like, and it was the funniest thing because the day they rejected me, later on, and that I was on my way back home from work. I got an email inviting me to be a partner on Twitch. And I'll never
Nice.
forget. I phoned my fiance and I was like, I shouted in his ears. He's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "It's happened." So for me, that was massive. Yeah, it was a great achievement.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I went a bit crazy.
That's a big feat. Because I think you need to
Yes,
average, I don't know what the specific stats on it. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I think it's like you need to average like 75 viewers.
75.
That's
Yes, yes,
high. That's big.
over a month, I think. Yes,
Yeah, sure. And then do you reach that point and do you email them, or is it like, because I know with what's the first small step in Twitch? Not partner, it's affiliate.
affiliate.
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
With affiliate it was you try and hit the numbers and then you get the notification.
yes, yes.
With partner, is
So
it
it's the
more
same
tricky? Do you
thing.
need to like apply for that?
Yes, I think for partner you need a certain amount of watch hours. I can't remember exactly, but I think with partner you have to have an average of 75 viewers over a month. So when you meet the different criteria that they have, you're able to then click on the apply button, and It's not
Ah,
necessarily guaranteed that you get that, because obviously I clicked that button 3 times before and did not happen.
but you got
So
it. You got
that
it
was,
at
yeah,
the end.
yeah. I think I was quite persistent.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
Because I saw the little purple check mark next to your name, and I'm like, oh, that's really awesome. That must be like a
I couldn't have that check mark. First thing I did was go and type in somebody's chat. I was like, does it come up? It feels so cool to have that. But
that's
yes, a
awesome.
lot of hard work goes into it.
And then, what strategies or techniques do you use that you found most effective in growing your channel or viewer base? You don't need to give me all of your secrets, but yeah, what do
Hmm.
you do to keep growing and keep it interesting?
Um, I think one of the most important things that I think a lot of streamers do wrong that start out is the fact that they don't really check their chat. I think it's super important to try and engage with your chat. Don't give closed answers. Keep the conversation open. So I think that's quite important. And I don't know, just it's really dependent on what type of streamer you want to be. I think that there's an audience out there for everybody. If you're a loud streamer that likes to shout and scream and swear, whatever, you're gonna have your crowd. If you're like me, I'm chilled, I'm sarcastic. Half the time, sometimes I'll forget about you, and sometimes I love dressing up for my streams. Then that's for you. If you want to watch somebody whose boobs are hanging out, there'll be someone there for you as well. You know what I mean? So I really think I just think the engagement with your audience is quite important. And I think for somebody starting out initially, um it, I would say try not to play if you want your channel to grow faster, it would probably be better not streaming oversaturated games.
Mm,
My channel really started growing. I loved playing Apex Legends on stream. It was entertaining, it's fun, there's always something going on, you laugh with your teammates. But for me to be able to do this full time, that wasn't what was making my channel grow as
yeah.
fast as it did when I started playing. For instance, my biggest growth happened straight after. It was the first time I think that I really played something other than Apex Legends on stream. Diablo had just come out, and I said, I just decided, why don't I try play something new as it comes out? And honestly, after that, it really grew so much faster. So try maybe less saturated games. That would be my advice to somebody starting out.
Okay, that's good advice. Because I've also seen that difference. I used to do only COD voor en after.
Mm.
That was it.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
found that I was
But it's
having
so
like
much fun.
it is so much fun and there's a lot happening, but
It's
I was
so
like,
much
why
fun.
is the viewers so low? I'm like averaging 2, 3 viewers and it's not looking good on Twitch because Twitch is hard to grow on. It's like I'm finding it very challenging. And then as soon as I started playing anything else like horror games, geez, I didn't
Mm.
imagine the type of interaction I was gonna get. And we averaged
But
like a
you see,
hundred
most of the
viewers
viewers
on the first night.
exactly.
And I was like, I've never seen stats like this. I've never
See,
seen this.
Twitch viewers, they're a sinister bunch. They just want to see us afraid.
Yes.
There's some we're,
Ah.
we're shaking in our boots,
Yeah.
but that's you see what I mean. It's exactly that.
Yeah,
Yes,
the not as saturated games. I've seen a lot of advice channels saying that. I'm like, oh, but is it really that true? It is that true. It's
it is. It's very
definitely
true. Yes.
yeah. No, no,
Oh,
no, gaan aan.
sorry. I think once you're a streamer with a massive following, then really it doesn't matter what you're playing.
Mm,
But even for me, I'm still growing. Even with my 14K followers, to a lot of people, it sounds like a lot, but unfortunately, there's a small percentage of those amount of followers that come back to your streams every day.
yeah.
So the amount of followers doesn't really, it won't reflect your viewers
Mm.
in
I've
such
seen
a big sense. Yes.
I've seen that with a few creators as well. I know there's this one creator that I've seen. He's got like 80,000 followers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he must have amazing stats. And then when you go into the
Mm,
stream, the views are low. It's not really going. The chat's really quiet. So
definitely.
I think what you're saying is right. With the amount of followers you have is not equal to the engagement you're gonna get. And
No, definitely
you
not. So the work still needs to go into each and every one of your streams.
mm.
And obviously, I don't know if you've ever been follow botted before,
I
but that
haven't.
also
I am
happens to
terrified.
people.
What should I do to
It's
prevent that? Is it like I
I've
know
got
there's a
no idea.
bot you can put on or something?
Yes, yes, you can put your. I think you can put your stream on protection mode or something like
Okay.
that. But
So what is follow bot?
so
Is it just like a bunch of bot accounts spam
I've
following
got
and then
no
you need to
idea,
go
to be
and
honest with you. Yeah, I think it's people that are bored. They just kind of decide you need more followers, or they want to
oh.
try and get you banned, so they send over like 40,
Oh
400
damn.
new followers. channel. But luckily, I hadn't. I've had follow bots before, but I haven't had any issues with them. So
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because I'm scared of that. That's like I'm not
No,
prepared.
don't
I
be
should prepare.
shame.
um,
On Twitch, I think you've got a setting where you can just click on protection mode. I'll send you a link.
okay, sweet. Thank you. I will definitely add that. So lots of people want to start out streaming. It's awesome. I enjoy it. You enjoy it. But if for someone who wants to now go ahead and start, get the camera, get the PC, do it. What advice would you give a brand new streamer? What should they do from the start? Just a piece of good advice.
I would say don't go ahead and spend all of your money on a setup. You have to figure out whether it's something that you enjoy. I would say do it for at least 1 or 2 months. Stream to zero viewers first. See what that feels like. When one person comes in, are you someone that can interact with people? Um, Look, I started my setup was I had an old phone for a camera. Like you really don't need the fanciest things to start out. I would say in the beginning, if you want to work on anything, rather work on your layouts. Um, those are all things you can do for free. You can do that on Canva if you really feel like it. And then also for as a new streamer, it's something that I think most streamers struggle with. I know I definitely do. It because it's such a competitive how can I say it's such a competitive how can I say industry. It's
Mm,
very difficult to not compare yourself to other streamers.
yeah.
um and that can become a psychological strain in a sense. So make sure that from the beginning you realize that if you bring your own how can I say your own unique self to the stream, that people will follow you for that. Don't try and be anyone else. Be real, be yourself, and don't compare yourself to anything or anyone else. Twitch also has an algorithm like any other program. Sometimes it'll favor somebody else more than it does you,
Mm.
and your turn will come along as well. Just be consistent with it, and once you're consistent, well, then good luck. You're going to be spending a lot of money to get that setup running lekker. But
Ah.
then go ahead for it. If you enjoy it, there's so few people in the world that really have. I think it's so important to have a hobby or something. You can't wait. I mean, wonderful if work can be that, but you need something to go home and look forward to, whether it's a book you're reading, whether it's streaming. So if streaming's that for you, I would say go ahead, but it'll work for you 100% if your heart's in it.
Good. That's a very positive outlook. The previous streamer is all he was like, I'm gonna be honest, don't do it. Don't stream.
Oh, I
You
knew.
will probably fail. which
Fine.
is which is fine, it's good to get all the opinions, but yeah, he was straight up. He doesn't mean to be negative, but it's really not for
It depends.
everyone.
Yeah, I look in a
But
sense.
I
I can
like your
also
outlook
agree with.
too. The
Okay,
positive, you can do it. If you want to do it and your heart's in it, then
of
yeah.
course, but the thing is, I can't. The thing is, what in your mind is streaming? What is your end goal? If
Mm,
your end goal is, look, my goal for instance is I want to be able to pay my bills, be able to buy a new game a month, and just carry on streaming and having. For me, it feels like a way more stressed, a way less stressed life than I used to have. If your streaming goal is to have 1,000 viewers every day, and you want to be the best, and you want 10 sponsorships, well, you're putting too much pressure on yourself already.
mm,
That's like saying, I'm going to start playing rugby because I want to play for the Springboks.
yeah.
That's just not how it works. Doesn't mean you're not going to enjoy rugby if you start playing it. So if you're going to do it to enjoy yourself, um, then I would say 100% go ahead, but don't put pressure on yourself to look. Like I said, it's a massive industry. Just enjoy it. You'll build up a community. There's no doubt if you do it often, you'll build up a community. You'll meet amazing people. You'll have laughs playing games with them. So I would say go ahead. Just don't too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah. That's good advice. And then we all have to deal with haters. As a streamer, you get your
Oh yeah.
bad comments, it's just like the worst. How do you deal with negative comments, obviously on your posts, or negative people in stream? Because I've had that in stream as well, saying the most horrific, horrendous things. How do you deal with that on
Oh.
stream when you're on the camera and you can't maybe say what you want to say?
I've actually asked my moderators to stop deleting these messages because I find it hilarious. To be honest, if somebody looks at my face and decides instantly that they don't like me, look, let's be real, they don't know me from a bar, so they don't know me in real life, they don't know my heart. I think it's quite funny if someone could just pop into someone's stream and be like, "Yo, I hate your forehead." Like okay,
Yes. I've got the
wow,
nose. They're like, yeah, like,
okay.
you the nose, it's just
I look, obviously, to an if it was somebody I knew that came into my stream and said like, "Oh, you suck," or whatever, then I'd be
mm.
like, "Oh wow, you're hurting my feelings." Maybe not even then, but to be honest, I take it as a big fat compliment. If I can manage to bother someone that much,
Yes.
I mean, I've even had comments on Twitter directed directly at me. I knew it
Ooh.
was about me,
Oh,
but
dang.
it just used to make me smile. I was like, this person obviously,
Took
if you're
the
bothering
time.
someone that's only, I think you should start worrying when nobody's mean to you anymore. You know
Okay,
what I
yeah.
mean?
That's good
Yeah.
advice.
There's an Afrikaans saying die hoogste bome vang die meeste wind. So if you get a bit of wind every now and again, just take it as a compliment. Enjoy it.
That's good. That's good. And then do you get,
Yeah.
and this is more like a off script question I want to ask you is, do you get any weird DMs? Because like
Oh,
the
you
gut.
can put it on script. It's fine. My so one of
Because
my
obviously you have
exco
a fiance, you are in a
yes
relationship. I'm also in a
yes.
relationship, so it's a
Oh no,
lot of
I,
fun.
I show I show the messages to him as well. He just shakes his head. But I've my two favorites.
Hmm.
The one was hello my queen. Could you please send me a photo of your feet in dirty white socks? Okay, that was the one. I've got three actually. My second favorite one was someone messaging me and asking me where I would like to go on holiday,
Hmm.
if I could go anywhere. So I said to them, well, probably here. Why? They said, well, if I would just flirt with them on the stream, they would pay for a holiday for me to go there. So I said to them, and obviously I'm showing my fiance all of it. So I said to him, I replied back. I said, listen, I'm not into this, and plus I've got a fiance. So this person replied and they said, no, but they'll pay for him too. So I looked at my
Oh,
fiance. I'm like, come on, babe, let me just
let's
flirt
go.
with
Let's go.
this guy. Let's freaking go. And my favorite was the latest one. And I joked with one of my friends at work as well. The latest one asked me whether I'd be into selling used underwear.
Oh
So
my
the
gosh.
first thing I did was I phoned my female friend and I'm like, Zan, listen, yeah, I already did my washing. Please tell me you still got a dirty panty at home. We,
I need some
we're gonna make
panties.
money, my friend. So we had a good laugh about it. But honestly, it's all just laughs. Yeah. Just
Oh,
I
that's
don't think
good.
it's a good thing to entertain those types of conversation, but
Mm-mm.
it does give me a giggle. You get different people out there.
Yes, definitely different. You get the nice,
Yes.
wholesome ones that are like, they appreciate what you do and they love watching you, and it's great. But
Yeah, yeah,
when it's like the full, I like those short ones. The hey,
yeah.
are you single? Or hey,
Yes. Or they have a conversation with themselves in your chat.
yes. And then months apart, they just don't stop.
Yes.
It's like,
No.
brother, I haven't answered you. I don't think it's gonna happen between us.
No, no, it's never gonna happen. The moment they stop, you're like, oh, I miss them.
Yeah,
You're like, they probably found someone that replies,
how
whatever.
dare they?
How dare they? It's more normally like it's somebody with a name I struggle to pronounce. You know what I
Mm,
mean? It's
yeah,
you don't know what corner of the earth they're from, but it's they picked me.
they picked me. Oh, I love it. That's excellent.
So,
You mainly stream on Twitch. It's one of your biggest. It is your biggest platform. How
mhm.
do you multi-stream? And then if you do, what platforms do you choose? Because obviously everyone's heard about, Kick. Let's everyone go to Kick, and then that didn't kind of work out as everyone thought it would.
Mhm.
Lots of people are still on Twitch. There's a few controversial things there also with like their terms of service and blah blah blah. But what is your preferred platform? And then do you multi-stream?
Um, so I do multi-stream now. Initially on Twitch, I think if you were partner, I don't think you were allowed to, but just recently they changed that. Um, so what I decided, look, you've got all these platforms to choose from, and I think I decided in the end of the day, I'm really trying to get my YouTube partner at the moment. We're not too far away from that. Um, and I focused on YouTube as well, so I multi-stream to YouTube just for the mere fact that YouTube's good in the sense when you have your video on there, it stays there and it will always grow. Even
Yeah.
if you've put a video on there from 2004, I mean every now and again you'll have one extra viewer coming up there.
Mm.
So YouTube, I'm trying to grow that now. I'm also really excited to kind of vlog some of my travel. So I think that's a very nice overall platform to have everything on. And then just recently, when I went full time, I'm streaming on TikTok as well, because I just think there's a way bigger South African market, or
Mm.
way more consumers know will have TikTok compared to Twitch. When I left my salon, for instance, and I told people I'm going to go stream on Twitch, that like, what is that?
What's Twitch?
Everybody
Yeah.
knows what TikTok is. They know what it. Yes. So I'm busy. I'm busy with my TikTok as well at the moment. So those are my the three ones I want to focus on. Look, you can go and stream to 10 platforms at once, but
Mm.
I think one has to be careful, especially as a growing channel. You've got to be careful of having like 10 chats open. For me at the moment, even I'm struggling to keep up with three. I've got like things going on all over the
Yes.
place. So I would say pick 2 to 3 and stick with those.
Okay, that's a good
So
one.
those are my choices. Yeah.
How do you handle technical difficulties in stream, and what backup plans do you have in place?
None. Look, I literally my mods, whenever I make mistakes or something, they call me a chop. I literally have a little chop emote in my
Aw.
chat now because of how often it happens. It's a little chop with eyeballs and everything. I made it myself. So look, I think it's all. I've got a slight little bit of ADHD, so I'm all over the place most of the time. I'm super forgetful. So look, it's I think for most streamers, technical issues are a thing. I'm very lucky that in the beginning, and still now, I'll just go. I'll be like, babe, and he comes and he fixes everything. But since I've been full time, I must give myself a little pat on the shoulder. I've really been educating myself, and I know what's going on, and I've gotten into more of a habit to check things before you start streaming.
Yes, yeah.
um, but yeah, technical difficulties, there'll always be a thing. We just need to, I think with streaming, don't be hard on yourself in the beginning if your server disconnects or your alerts aren't working today. This is too loud.
Mm.
Oh my word, what's happening? My microphone's not plugged in. Because as you go on, you'll know where to go to fix certain things much faster, and you'll also learn how to stay calm. And something that's really awesome about streaming and getting back to my community and people being helpful is whenever there's something wrong, and Mr. Pixie isn't here, Shame, that's what
Oh,
we've
that's
named
cute,
him
Mr.
now.
Pixie.
Yeah, shame. So when he's not here, I can't figure it out. I mean, we've got how many computer experts in our chat, so yeah, I'm lucky that I
Oh,
always have a
that's
lot
good.
of I've got a lot of helpers, so
That's good.
not something to worry about, I would
Yeah.
say, if you want to start.
And then I see you're very open about your relationship, which is nice.
Mm.
The only thing I kind of want to ask about that is I've heard a lot of female streamers say that, if you don't convey this whole, oh, I'm single and kind of available vibe, you lose viewers, you lose engagement in people. And how have you
What type
balanced
of
that?
viewers? Yeah. My
Exactly.
question is, what type of viewer are you chasing away then?
Mm.
The type that is there for your content and your personality, or the one that's there for something else?
Yeah.
So, I built my community around my type of how can I say, my own morals and my way of doing things. I'm respectful towards my fiance in those ways. So, I mean, in some relationships, those type of things don't bother the partner. So, I think it depends on your partner. Look, I don't do anything that I wouldn't want him doing. So,
That's good.
I've got it. Yes. So I'm a very jealous person. I'm protective of him,
What's mine
and
is mine.
yes, so I've got to act the same way. So it's all
Mm.
about respect in the end of the day, and trust. So yeah, but for me, I've never had to convey that I'm single to get viewers.
Good.
So
Good. That's
girls
good.
who are in relationships, you very much you can stream.
That's it.
Yes.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
Because it is for a female now. This is now off script. Okay, so we're done with all the questions. I want to ask you about that female thing at the end. But what I want to check
Mhm.
is who would you like to see interviewed next? Who's someone you would must be SA, must be a kind
Mhm.
of big streamer. Yeah, just who do you
I
want to
would
see?
say definitely someone I look up to a lot is Dead RX.
Dead Oryx.
Um,
Okay, cool.
if there's someone I really deserves to blow up with streaming, it's him. Because you can tell when you go into his streams, everything's organized, it's been planned ahead. He puts a lot of effort into it. So I would definitely say Dead RX.
Cool. Do you think he'd be keen on an interview?
100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay.
That's
Ja?
awesome. Ach, Shane, thank you so much for considering me for this. It's
Dankie.
exciting.
Ek moet vir jou dankie sê.
Ek
Jy's
sal
een van die
ja,
grootste,
ek sal
jy weet,
definitief
females out there, so ek is so moer so amped dat jy
ah,
keen was.